Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask, Heidi. It is Wednesday, the 17th day of January. It's Betty White Day. Today would have been her birthday. And I remember there was a big party celebrating her birthday that was supposed to happen, and she passed away a couple weeks before that. Remember that? It was so sad. Betty White was such a neat lady. Cable Car Day today. Ditch New Year's Resolutions Day. If you haven't done that already, today's the day to do it. Kid Inventors Day, National Bootleggers Day, National Classy Day, National Hot Buttered Rum Day, National Hot Heads Chili Day, National Judgment Day, Popeye Day, Printing Ink Day, and Rid the World of a Fad Diet and Gimmick Day. So there you go. All of those things happening on this day. And I've got a guest joining me today. Heidi was so excited because I told her who I was talking to. And how did you even know? Renny Harlin is my guest.
Yeah.
And when you're like, Renny Harlin, are you serious? How did you book him?
You said the guy who did Cliffhanger, and I said Renny Harlin.
Yeah. She's like, really?
Yeah.
Are you? So
That's
she was so excited. I'm like,
impressive
finally, I have a
interview.
guest that impresses my wife. Renny Harlin, coming right up. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Give yourself a little credit.
I've been telling you about BetterCreditCards.com for a few years now. I'd love for you to take a few minutes today to check out the website. Who knows? You might find a better credit card, one that offers a better rate, or a credit card that offers cash back, airline miles, or other points and perks that can help you. Check it out now.
Give yourself a little credit. Go ahead and switch to BetterCreditCards.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. A new study says that many of us feel we have trouble sleeping right now. A survey by the U.S. Sleep Foundation found 37% of adults slept, quote, somewhat or much worse in 2023 than previous years. Gen Z, those born between 97 and 2012, are at the top of the list of sleeping challenges. The report also noted that Google searches for sleep reached an all-time high in 2023. Doughy-eyed adults tried many hacks to improve their sleep, including showering before bed, using a weighted blanket, keeping a bedroom window open. Respondents said they exercised more to improve sleep, or they woke up earlier, or they limited their caffeine in the evenings. They even took drastic measures, turning off their phone at bedtime. By the way, it seems that some celebs don't share the same concern. Actor Rob Lowe was quoted recently saying he gets tons of sleep. And he says, if there's ever 12 hours to be had, I'm taking it. 12 hours of sleep? Actress
Holy
Dakota
cow.
Johnson said that she'll sleep 14 hours a day, easily. So that's a lot more.
I have no problem sleeping. I mean, I could very easily, if I wasn't obligated to get up for something, I could very easily sleep all day long.
There was a day not too long ago. We had a day off, and I slept until afternoon.
I was a little worried about you, actually.
'cause
I
don't
kept
do
checking
that.
on you. I'm like, are you okay?
I never do that. But I was like, okay, it's time to get up now. All right. The surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com.
Insurance. It's important to have insurance, but it's more important to have the right insurance. After all, if you're not covered, it's like not even having insurance. Make sure you're covered for whatever claim might come your way with InsuranceChicken.com, helping you peck out great insurance deals in your area. You need insurance on your car anyway. Why not get great rates for great insurance from InsuranceChicken.com? That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Did you know? Brought to you by GenesisGoldIRA.com. Heidi, did you know potatoes may soon no longer be a vegetable? U.S. Dietary Guidelines Advisory Committee considering reclassifying potatoes, moving them from starchy vegetables into grains, alongside things like rice and other carb things. If it doesn't make sense to you, just hold on. Recent stats show that veggies most often eaten by Americans are potatoes, followed by tomatoes. You may be aware tomatoes are
Neither of which
fruit,
are vegetables.
and this reclassification would make, tomatoes the most popular vegetable, even though it's a fruit,
Right.
in the United States. So, by the way, where are they getting these tomatoes? In ketchup. Where are they getting these potatoes? In fries. Not all, but that's a big chunk of it right there. So, I got to tell you, I've been eating more vegetables lately. I really do like them a lot. It's been kind of cool.
Yep, it's been good.
They really are good. We don't know everything, but now we know this.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by InsuranceChicken.com. The nominations for the People's Choice Awards are out, spanning movies, TV, music, and general pop culture in 2023. And there's a whole bunch of nominees. If you want to read the details, the program will be on, looking here, February 18th on NBC, E! And Peacock. And Selena Gomez has signed on to play Linda Ronstadt in a biopic. I could see that. That'd be kind of cool. Mm-hmm. The pop singer teased the role on Instagram, posting a picture of Ronstadt's 2013 memoir, Simple Dreams. So that's kind of neat. And then we've got over here, we finally have our first real look at the most anticipated Walking Dead spinoff yet. The official trailer for The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live, has been released by AMC. And there's a lot of people that are going to be back, but not everybody. The Ones Who Live premieres February 25th, and I've got a link to the trailer and the info. It's all in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
What could you do with an extra $129 a month? In this economy, every penny counts. So an extra $129 each month would absolutely help. Well, 97% of us have a cell phone, and the average person pays $144 a month. Mint Mobile can help you save a mint. At just $15 a month, that's an average savings of $129 each month. It's time for a Mintervention. Switch and save today. Get this special offer at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com. According to a survey conducted by Top Cashback, a site that does cashback, according to this, 3/4 of Americans plan to shop end-of-season sales this year. Did you shop any end-of-season sales?
Yep.
They talked to over 2,000 people, and a lot of them do not feel financially confident heading into the new year. So they're going, hey, if I can save some money here, save some money there. So here's some advice, though, from people at this Top Cashback place. They say, know the sales. Without inventories being turned over from holiday goods, now is the best time to get gifts, blah, 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 whatever. And I'm not saying anything's the best time for anything, but what they're saying is know when you walk in if it's a good deal. Because you've caught stores doing that where you're like, that's not even a good deal. Yep. But they've got it listed and they've got it, priced where it looks like, oh, wow, it's an amazing deal. And you're like,
you got to know what you're doing.
You're like, that's what it cost before. That's not even a good deal. Stick to your list as much as possible. So don't go in and just start buying stuff just because it's on sale. Another thing they say, pro tip, avoid returns by reading the reviews before completing the purchase. Mm-hmm. So if you know what you're getting, chances are much better that you don't have to do that. Another pro tip, it says download this is from the company that typed it up. Download their extension. Yeah, I'm not going to tell you to do that. You don't have to do that. And they got another tip. If you can't find that, here's something else. Skipping over that. Beware of scams. In today's digital world, be very, very careful because sometimes if it seems too good to be true.
Make sure you're buying from a trusted site. And, yep, absolutely.
And if it seems too good to be true, then it
probably is.
Might not be true.
Yep.
So anyway, they go on with more. They sent me an email with a whole bunch of tips, and I think now as I read it, it was more of an advertisement for them, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. Kind of what it feels like. I feel bad. Sorry, guys. Scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com.
Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? Are you being audited or investigated? Has the IRS sent you a letter demanding payment? You may not owe what they claim. Make this free call to the tax doctor now. Let them negotiate with the IRS on your behalf.
800-310-5831. 800-310-5831. That's 800-310-5831.
Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Excited to visit with Renny Harlin. He is a very famous director, and he's got a bunch of great movies that we've all seen. He's got a brand new one out right now, and this new film, The Bricklayer, it looks really good, Renny. Tell me a little bit about this film.
Well, this was a kind of a dream film for me. I think every director dreams of making their spy movie at some point of their career, and I was once, a long time ago, I was attached to James Bond, but that didn't work out. And now I get to do kind of my James Bond with Aaron Eckhart playing the bricklayer, a retired CIA guy who was pulled back into action. And I really wanted to do an homage of my favorite movies when I was growing up in the 70s and 80s, where, everything wasn't digital, but it was done for real. Actors and stuntmen did their work for real. It was real blood and tears and sweat and dirt. And so there's no digital cars and no flying digital people in this. It's all real action done the old-fashioned way. And that's what I wanted to give the audience.
I love that. Now, this film looks really, really good, and it's just coming out right now, so I think it's going to do really well. It's got Aaron Eckhart in it. I love him. He's in so many great films. Was he pretty fun to work with in this project?
He was awesome. He was my first choice for the role because for me, any movie, even an action movie, it's nothing without the characters. And we have a very interesting character here, a guy with a past and a lot of history, and he has a very complex relationship with the main villain of the movie, and he has an ex-lover in the story. And I wanted a real dramatic actor, so I went to Aaron, and Aaron read the script, loved it, wanted to do it. Then he took months of training to get into physical shape and train boxing and fight techniques and everything, and worked with my stunt team for several weeks. And he was awesome. And, some actors have the reputation of like showing up in the morning and say, oh, I just did some rewrites on the script last night, so here's the new scene. And that's like the director's worst nightmare. Aaron is the opposite. He came, first meeting we had, he said, I love the script. I don't want to change a word. Can we just go with what's on the page because I love it? I said, you got it. And we never changed anything. So I could do my planning. He could do his prep. He showed up ready to rock every day. And, there's some top scenes in the movie. There's a huge fight sequence on a rooftop at night in the rain. We did it. It was freezing cold. He never complained. He just kept pounding the stunt guys. And, he's the real deal. And I just did a second film with him, and I hope to do more.
Now, you've had a chance to work with some other really amazing people as well. And as I look at your resume here, again, this is pretty impressive. Die Hard 2, Cliffhanger, Nightmare on Elm Street 4, Deep Blue Sea, and now The Bricklayer. And again, there's so many others that we don't have time to even talk about. But these films, all of these films that we just mentioned, these are some of the biggest movies ever. And what was it like getting your chance to be a part of Hollywood history?
Well, thank you very much, John. It's been an amazing ride, and to be 29 years old and to be directing the biggest action franchise in the world when I was doing Die Hard 2, it was pretty mind blowing. I took it very seriously, and I had to pinch myself every morning to say to myself, "This is my life. This is what I'm doing. This is what I dreamed about all my childhood." And here I am, a Finnish kid in frigging Hollywood making these movies. So I've been extremely fortunate. Like they say, if you do what you love, you never work a day in your life. And that's how I feel. I've been making movies all my life, and I hope to do that for a long time to come. And it's just I never take it for granted. I think I'm the luckiest person on earth.
And that movie in particular, again, turned out amazingly well. But think about how scary it would have been to be a 29-year-old. You did. And Die Hard was such a huge hit. Like, nobody knew it was going to be that big, but it was huge. And now all of a sudden you're stepping into the shoes to, hopefully keep that franchise going, which you did an amazing job. Again, amazing, not just this, but all these projects, and I'm excited to see the new one, The Bricklayer. Renny, thank you so much for taking the time to talk today. We appreciate it so much.
Thank you, John. Thank you so much.
Again, Renny Harlin has been our guest. The Bricklayer, it's out right now. I'll throw a link to the trailer so you can see it, and then you're going to want to get out to the theater to see it as well. It's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Give yourself a little credit.
I've been telling you about BetterCreditCards.com for a few years now. I'd love for you to take a few minutes today to check out the website. Who knows? You might find a better credit card, one that offers a better rate, or a credit card that offers cash back, airline miles, or other points and perks that can help you. Check it out now.
Give yourself a little credit. Go ahead and switch to BetterCreditCards.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Your brain literally heats up when you're stressed. Smiling, by the way, can cool your brain down. It's good to know. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Blushing is caused by a rush of adrenaline. It's also genetic. So if you're prone to it, it's likely one of your parents that did it to you. So it's because they did it too. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Those bumps on your tongue are what the taste buds are on. Those are not the actual taste buds themselves. Oh, I didn't realize that.
I didn't know that either.
And our final fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
It takes 120 liters of water to make 1 glass of wine. Think about that.
Oh,
120 liters of
Wow.
water to make one glass of wine because they got to clean all the grapes and then they got to, rinse all the grapes and they got
Right.
all of this stuff that they got to do. So I wonder if they recapture that and purify it and reuse it or if it just gets flushed.
Probably.
Several fun facts. Now you know. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Insurance. It's important to have insurance, but it's more important to have the right insurance. After all, if you're not covered, it's like not even having insurance. Make sure you're covered for whatever claim might come your way with InsuranceChicken.com, helping you peck out great insurance deals in your area. You need insurance on your car anyway. Why not get great rates for great insurance from InsuranceChicken.com? That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Time now for the Mint Mobile question of the day. It comes your way courtesy of Mintervention.com. Question for you, Heidi. This is more likely to happen in the kitchen than in any other room in the house. What is it? No, it's not that. An argument is the answer.
Oh.
And I can understand that because there are times I'm over there, I'm like, hey, we should do this. We should put some of this. And you're holding a knife. You're like, really? You're going to tell me how to cook right now?
I don't think it's necessarily about food. I think it's about
Anything?
That's where you really, as a family, you spend the majority of your time. And when
Yeah.
you're entertaining, that's where everybody kind of gathers. So
Could
I think
be.
that's where you are most of the time.
I like that. That sounds good. Mint Mobile question. I just don't want to argue. That's all. Mint Mobile question of the day comes your way, courtesy of Mintervention.com.
What could you do with an extra $129 a month? In this economy, every penny counts. So an extra $129 each month would absolutely help. Well, 97% of us have a cell phone, and the average person pays $144 a month. Mint Mobile can help you save a mint. At just $15 a month, that's an average savings of $129 each month. It's time for a Mintervention. Switch and save today. Get this special offer at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Now, some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. An Ontario woman's unusual talent earned her a Guinness World Record when she blew a 44.1 decibel whistle using her nose. Yeah, Lulu Lots of Miss Kuga, who learned she could whistle using her nose at the age of 7,
Wow.
earned the record for the loudest nose whistle when she visited Aeroacoustics Engineering Limited and had her whistle loudness measured in a specialized room designed for precision recording. The nose whistler said her 5-year-old son is following in her footsteps after recently discovering his own nose is also a nose whistler. So there is a video. Do I even dare click on it? Do I want?
I have no interest,
Trying
but
to
you
figure
can
out
do
what that even
whatever you
means.
want to do.
She blew a nose
Just
whistle.
Whistles through her nose.
Huh. Well, then, I think I did that once when I had some sinus issues. But it's a whole different thing. Weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
John and Heidi.
Time now for the list brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. Small things that make a big difference. It's a new year. We try to stop doing things to improve our lives. Reddit said, what's the best, most impactful, positive changes that you've ever made? Like a little tiny thing, but then you actually got a really good outcome from it. One was following through. If you start something, make sure you finish it. Another one, set a timer for 10 minutes every day and just clean. Once your timer's done, then you can watch TV or whatever it is.
That's a great
Deleting
idea.
TikToks and watching movies without distraction.
Yeah,
They're like, just stop doing that because you're not enjoying anything.
exactly.
Avoid drinking sodas. Drink more water is another one on here. Put yourself first. Say no to other things and say yes to you. I separate my laundry after I'm done wearing it instead of after it's been on the floor or in the closet for days. Oh, that's a good idea. I treat my savings account like a bill. No matter what's happening, I pay myself money first.
Yeah.
When I make a mistake, I try not to generalize and blame someone else. Every time I sign up for a new Food Places app or rewards program, I put in a random birthday so all my rewards are spaced out throughout the year.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Oh. All right, there's more if you want to read them. It's the list in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? Are you being audited or investigated? Has the IRS sent you a letter demanding payment? You may not owe what they claim. Make this free call to the tax doctor now. Let them negotiate with the IRS on your behalf.
800-310-5831. 800-310-5831. That's 800-310-5831.
Now, your quote of the day comes your way, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. Jay Trachtman says, never criticize your spouse's faults. If it weren't for them, your mate might have found somebody better than you. Oh, I agree completely. I know Heidi can do much, much, much better than me, but she settles for me each and every day, and I appreciate it. Quote of the day comes your way, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news. I think this is good news. Here's the headline. Comes your way courtesy of GenesisGoldIRA.com. Headline is, Teens Heroic Rescue. Swimmers Save English Tourists from Drowning. So listen to this. This is in Barbados. A stunning display of courage and quick thinking. A couple of Montreal teenagers were both competitive swimmers, by the way. They became unlikely heroes when boogie boarding in Barbados. There's a lot of B's in that sentence. Boogie boarding in Barbados. These young ladies. All right. I'm going to just move on because all the other words I can think of that start with B are not appropriate to say. So, incident unfolded when the girls heard a desperate cry for help. And it was while they were like swimming. They heard somebody yelling for help in the distance. Said, I was looking around and they spotted this girl about 50 feet from where they were. Zoe is 13, one of the swimmers.
Whoa.
So these teenagers, yeah. And the other girl is 14, Emma. The distressed woman, identified as Belinda, see, there's another B, from London, informed her husband, Robert, that she was even further out and struggling to swim. She was trying to get her husband to help, and he couldn't find her. But these two girls, these teens, 13 and 14, what were they called again here? The boogie boarding girls from Barbados.
Right.
They went to help Belinda because they were brave. It is the best. I don't know. I'm going to move on here. If you'd like to read the story, and maybe you can find some more bees, I've got a link to it. It's in the show notes for today. And the cool thing is, this lady is A-OK. She's wonderful.
And they're just so young.
Yes,
That's
and there's
awesome.
photos and videos here. They look like nice young ladies. And again, it looks to me like this could have been a huge tragedy.
Yeah.
And it gets scary when you're out. She was about 150 feet from shore. When you're out in the water and the current, it can take you pretty quickly.
Oh, yeah, it can.
And so thank you to these young ladies for saving the day. These boogie boarding girls from Barbados save Belinda. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.